Assalamu alaikum class. Today topic will be about the Pakistan ideology. First we will define the concept of ideology, what actually ideology means, and then later on we will explore how the Pakistani ideology came into being, its aim and objectives behind the establishment of Pakistan ideology. Actually, the term ideology is a complex phenomena in the study of social sciences which faced great deal of controversy on its meaning and definition by several scholars. Antoine Destal de Tracy, a French philosopher, used this term during French Revolution, and he defined it as a science of ideas, which actually means the study of the origin, evolution, and nature of ideas. However, Karl Marx and Karl Menahem has a different concept about the word ideology. They have actually a different concept of its meaning as compared to Antoine de Shell, a French philosopher. What Karl Marx and Karl Menahem actually think that to some extent they took a similar view of ideology by defining it as a conservative, self-seeking, and biased views of dominant class in the society. And these lines has been taken from a book of Ibid, page number 3. The ideologies deal with the ideas or abstract speculation and a systematic set of argument and beliefs used to justify existed or desired social order. Actually, it commits that the concept of ideology could be a form of ideas or abstract speculation and a systematic set of arguments which we used in order to justify, in order to bring a desired order, social order, that order that could be challenging the existing order, or that could be the people want the order of their choice in their lives, in their society, or in their country. An ideology offers an interpretation of past and an explanation of the present and a vision of the future. Roy M. Christensen actually gave these lines, or you can say these golden lines have been spoken by Rio M. Christensen, which specifies that ideology, which specifies the concept of ideology, that ideology offers an interpretation of the past, an explanation to the present, and a vision of the future. Ideology tends to rise in times of crisis and social stress. Okay, the concept of ideologies or the beliefs of these beliefs or against the social order arises only at the time of crisis or social stress, which is going into a specific society, that could be in a specific state or country. It grows amongst the dissatisfied and disgruntled group of society as the challenge to the prevailing social setup or group. Okay, the ideology is actually it is actually a challenge to a group of society. It is actually, you could say, a dissatisfied views of a group of people as a challenge to a group of society, to a contemporary prevailing ongoing social setup or a group. The concept of ideology only emerges when the people feel that they are mistreated, or they are not happy in the existing order. That's why they came up with the new ideologies of replacing the old one. When they feel threatened, when their status, their fundamental rights has been threatened by a specific ideologies, by a specific group of society, then the new ideologies or the concept of new ideologies has been emerged, which is also clearly said in Ibid book in page number 7, and the lines are: an ideology emerges when people feel strongly that they are being mistreated under an existing order, when their status is threatened by fundamental changes occurring in the society, and when prevailing ideology no longer satisfied them. It is again taken by Ibid book, page number 7. Ideology is a motivating force for a nation. It provides the cement binding base to the scattered group in a society and bring them closer to each other as a common on a common platform. Of course, due to of some injustice, due to of the misachievement or misbehave or injustice of a specific group of people on the base of a specific ideology, so the people dispersed, the people scattered. Everyone wants their life to be justified, everyone wants their life to be in a good order, social order, everyone wants a good social order. So when that their rights, their a balanced social order has not been provided to them, what they become enemies of those specific group of people, or you can say they become reciprocal to those ideologies. So the people got dispersed, the people got separated, everyone scattered. That could be a people of any specific society, that could be a people of a country. If we have given the example of a subcontinent, after the colonialism of British people, the Hindu and the Muslim people dispersed, because they could not compare with, they could not live with the ideology of a British. So an ideology, or the concept of ideology, is actually works as a cement binding base for those people who have been scattered. They came close, they stained on a specific ideology in order to sustain the specific social order which they want for themselves. Okay, now come to a Pakistan ideology. How actually the Pakistan ideology came into being. Pakistan ideology was the reaction to Hindu and British exploitation of the subcontinent. It was revolt against the prevailing over here means ongoing. That time period going like that time period current system of India, where the Hindu nationalism was being imposed on Muslim and their culture. Okay, as we all know, after the colonialism, or after the rule of British, Hindu were also at the peak of the rule. They have taken all the higher positions, that could be of civil, that could be of military. All the higher position have been taken by Hindus. So Hindu and British both were exploiting the rights, both were exploiting the life of Muslims. So the Hindu nationalism were being imposed by the Muslims and their culture. It contained a strategy to save the Muslim culture from the total elimination. Okay, the basic aim of Pakistan ideology came into being with just a specific aim. That aim was to save the culture of Muslims, to give the Muslims their right path, to prevent the Muslims from a total elimination. Okay, the famous slogan Pakistan ka matlab kya, la ilaha illallah, become the core of the freedom movement and the basis of Pakistan. Okay, another concept which plays a very important role in a Pakistan ideology was the two nation concept. Pakistan ideology was erected stand on the two nation theory, which means that Hindu and Muslims were two separate and distinct nations whose understanding for life is different from each other. Muslims were a separate nation having their own culture, civilization, custom, norms, literature, and way of life, who always adheres to their religious identity. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, the pioneer of two-nation theory, used the word two-nation for Hindu and Muslim after being convinced of the Hindu and Congress hatred and prejudices for Muslims. Pakistan ideology basically means that Pakistan should be a state where Muslims have the opportunity to live according to the faith and the beliefs based on the Islamic principles. And while looking for all these basic you could say while looking at all these basic needs of the Muslim, the Pakistan ideology came into existence, and these concepts help the Pakistan ideology to erect the basis of our Pakistan ideology. Thank you for today's class. If you want to ask anything, kindly ask in the comment box.